Hello, hello, friends. Welcome to our Wednesday night dip nail party. I have a story for you guys. I may have destroyed my nails this weekend, and I'm not really exaggerating when I say destroy. I was having to install new tile in our bathroom, and while dip nails can hold up to most things, they were no match for at least my way of tiling the floor. And so all that work I did to grow out my natural nails is now gone. So we're doing tips tonight. So for those of you wondering why I've got tips on, it's because I tiled the bathroom floor this weekend and it was a little rough, but it's okay because tips are the MVP that we all need in our life. Sometimes breaks happen. Sometimes we need a little extra length. There's nothing wrong with rocking some tips. So that's what we're doing tonight. Hello, friends. Welcome to everybody who is joining. Isabel is here. Hello, Isabel. It's great to see you again. Did you end up ordering new colors? I need to know. Just going to give it a few minutes before everybody to get in here. And then once we do, I'll be going over what products we're going to do tonight. I'll also be showing what the nails look like for this evening. They're very spring-like. I'm very excited about them. We've got Shannon joining. Hello, friends. And I will send out a shameless reminder. Sharing is caring, so feel free to exercise that share button throughout. If you've got a friend who you know needs some spring nail inspo, share it over to them. You know, have them join us. It's more of a party that way. Also, don't be shy. Double tap that screen every time you feel like it. If you want to give your thumb an exercise, just double tap. It helps me out. Gives you a little exercise, you know, get the thumb joints working. We're all good. Hello, Debbie. It's good to see you. Heather, it's great to see you. Yes, the tips do come off when we soak in the acetone. Smudge, thank you for sharing. We got our first share in. Awesome. Isabel, that is a real problem. I do feel you on that. All right, friends. So this is the look that we're going for tonight. It's very springy. We are using quick dips from, this is gelish actually. So we're actually using gelish dip tonight. I picked this up from Sally Beauty. We're using the color Water Baby. And then we're going to be using the West Coast dip liquids this evening. One of my favorite ones, highly recommend. And we're also going to be doing a little nail art, right? So we've got the Beetles gel liners that we're going to be using tonight as well. And then the Beetles top coat to finish that off. So it's going to be quite a night. For those who missed my little intro, if you're wondering why I'm wearing tips this evening, it's because I tiled our bathroom floor and I'm a bit of a mess. And so almost every single nail broke. I did record before I switched out the manicure, so you guys are going to see the full transformation. I'm not hiding nothing from you. I'll be posting that either late tonight or tomorrow. But yeah, that's why we're rocking tips, unfortunately, tonight. So it is what it is. Tips are awesome to have on hand, especially if you're break or you're clumsy like me. Hello, Ashley. It's good to see you. Smudge, I'm so happy to hear that. That's awesome. I'm so glad you guys are loving those liquids. All right, friends, I'm going to dive in and get this started. Again, don't be a stranger. Give the screen a double tap, and you know, sharing is caring. Hit that share button, send it to all your nail friends, or maybe somebody who just wants to see a little spring manicure in action. We'd appreciate it. Meredith, this is all my husband's doing. He is responsible for getting this set up, and it is awesome. 10 out of 10 recommend. All right, let's get into this dip manicure, friends. So like I said, tonight we are using gelish dip. This is from Sally Beauty, and we've got color Water Baby. Sharon, how did I guess your nickname? What is your nickname? I'm not sure. Isabel. Well, you know what? You tried it. At least now you know, right? All right, friends, I'm just trying to get all of this centered here. All right, so we're going to go in with dip number 1. So to create this look, I'm a big fan of the TikTok application method. That's how I build an apex. That's how I add strength to the nail. That's how I get my manicures to last. So that's what I'm going to be doing this evening. So our very first dip, I do the entire nail. So we're going to grab our dip base liquid, And as you can see, I've already applied all of my tips. So if you do need to apply any tips, you can dip right over them. If you want to see a step-by-step tutorial for how to actually apply the tips, I do have that in my dip nail application playlist here on TikTok. So just go over to my profile, click that playlist, and it'll be on there, and then that'll detail how I actually apply these. Oh, Sharon, I love that. Sharon is caring. Jennifer, thank you so much for hitting that like button. I appreciate it. All right, friends. So with dipping our nails, the first thing we want to do is always start in the middle of the nail. That's going to give us better control of the liquid. So we're going to start in the middle of the nail, and then we are going to push back. This is going to avoid flooding the cuticle area, and it's also going to avoid getting anything on the skin. So for this first dip, we are applying a thin layer of base to the entire nail. And then we're going to grab our dip powder, and we are going to dip in at a 45-degree angle. Now the secret for nice cuticle lines is a toothpick. So we're just going to take that toothpick, we're going to run it along that cuticle line area, and then we've got dip number 1 in the books. Oh, Tina, I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope you're okay. I appreciate you joining, though. It's so good to see you. Isabel, yeah, I do blend the tips into the natural nail. I just use my e-file, and I use a sanding band, and I use that to just blend the edge. Another trick that you can use is dip a Q-tip into a bit of acetone and run that along the edge, and that will actually like melt the tip into your nail and give you a really seamless blend. All right, dip number 2. Hello, friends who are just joining. And again, I'm going to be annoying and remind everybody, hit that share button if you got a friend who might want to see some spring nails. And don't forget to double tap that screen. Oh, I bet it is, Tina. I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope you feel better. I'll definitely see you next week. Go take some rest. All right, so getting in with our pointer finger. So again, friends, the easiest way to avoid flooding that cuticle line is to start your brush in the middle of the nail and push back. So we're going to start the brush here, and we're going to push back as close to that cuticle area as possible without touching the skin, and then pull forward, and then we are going to continue to apply the liquid across the entire nail, like so. And then we're going to dip. Yeah, there's so many people that love the full nail tips. I'm not gonna lie, I love the half coverage ones myself. I just find they stay so much easier and they're a bit easier to apply for me. But so many people love the full coverage tips, and they make it really easy. If you have trouble shaping your nails, it like does it for you. Hello to all of our friends that are joining. Sharon, thank you for hitting that share button. I appreciate it. Sharon is definitely Karen tonight. Yeah, Meredith, that was my experience as well. And like, I think for me, what I think it is that my nail beds are naturally really flat. So I feel like it takes a little bit more extra effort to maybe get them to stay. But yeah, that's what I've figured out is my problem. Nails all day. Thank you for hitting that share button. I appreciate it. All right, going in with our dip, again, starting in the middle of the nail, pushing back, and then forward. Getting a nice, clean, thin layer across the entire nail. And then we're gonna dip it in that powder. This powder applies so nice. It just like butter, just like falls off, you know? I'm here for it. And there we go. Jenny, thank you for hitting that share button. I appreciate it. All right, going in with the ring finger. So friends, we are going to be doing some gel nail art tonight on the ring finger because, you know, it felt like we needed a little spring nail action, you know, a little daisy action. So we're going to be doing that after we get all of our fingers fully dipped. So you'll definitely want to stay tuned for that. I'll give you a quick preview of the look in just a second. So again, after we dip, grab that toothpick and then we're going to run it along the cuticle line area and clean out everything so we get nice clean cuticle lines. Kimmy, I'm glad to hear that. Tiffany, thank you for hitting that share button. I appreciate it. Crystal, that's awesome. Welcome to the Dip Club. You're going to have to come and hang out with us now every Wednesday night when we do these and grab your manicure stuff. Crystal, thank you so much for hitting that like button. I appreciate it. Brianna, thank you for sharing. Nails with Nada, no, I'm using half coverage tips actually. So again, friends, I am starting in the middle of the nail, pushing back and then forward, and then we're going to get through this first dip. Now, I do 4 dips total for this particular method. These are not four full dips. The next one's going to be a half dip, then followed by a 3/4 dip, and then one more full dip. The reason I do it that way is to build up an apex on the nail. It adds a bit more strength, which, you know, for how rough I am on my nails, I definitely need. Because I'm just an accident waiting to happen all the time, I swear. Do I have a dip starter kit that I would recommend? So if you're looking for something a little bit more affordable on Amazon, my favorite one is the Manicure Dippies. I do have that shared in my Amazon storefront. If you want to check that out, just go over to my TikTok, click the link in the bio. If you're looking to spend maybe a little bit more, highly recommend either the West Coast Dips or Virgo and Gem. Both of those kits are going to be fantastic. I love the liquids. Tiffany, just started, but they look chunky. How do you avoid that? So let me just get these brushed off and then I'll answer your question here for you. So I'm using a toothbrush, friends. The reason I do that is I like the stiffer bristles. I find it does a much better job of getting in into all of the crevices and getting all that excess powder out. This is how you avoid contaminating your base coat. So to avoid having them look chunky, Tiffany, you need to make sure that you apply your liquid very thin. Now, the type of liquid you use can affect that. Some liquids apply thinner than others. I do actually have a full dip liquid review playlist over on TikTok, so you can see what I mean. So number one, it can be the liquid that you're using, so you might have to be a little bit more careful. But at the end of the day, you can buff just about anything out. So just make sure you do a little extra buffing. But the key is always to keep your dip liquid application as thin as possible. And thank you to everybody. I can see the likes coming in, but then they disappear. So I can see that likes are coming in. Thank you guys so much for hitting that like button. And thank you to all who've already shared. If you haven't already hit that share button, please do. Because, you know, we want to try to get as many friends into our dip nail party as we can. So, Tiffany, you are very welcome. All right, friends, so we are on dip number 2. So for dip number 2 of this method, we are going to go halfway up the nail. Again, we're trying to build that apex. We're trying to build some strength so that way our manicure will last. So we're going to start a little bit below, just under half the nail, and then we're going to push up and down. And then we're going to apply a very thin layer across that bottom part of the nail. Now on this dip, I do like to cap my edges. This is to avoid chips. And ever since I started doing this, I had so much more luck with my manicures, so I live by it. Highly recommend trying it. Crystal, thank you much for sending the roses. I appreciate it. Alejandra, these are actually half coverage tips that I'm using tonight. I had a rough weekend on my nails, installing some tile in the bathroom, and yeah, so they were in rough shape, so we had to add some tips today. Hello, Data. It's so good to see you. All right, friends, so we're going in with that second dip again. We are starting just below the halfway point. Now, I will show you because, Tiffany, you were asking about applying thin. Another key thing is making sure you control how much liquid is on your brush. So when you pull it out, what I do is I usually pull it out, and then I do a wipe on the back. I wipe each side, and that's usually how much liquid I want to have on the brush to avoid applying too much to the actual nail. So then from there, we're just going to apply a little further down than half, push a little further up to about the halfway point, and apply a nice thin layer. And then we're going to run the brush very, very lightly along the edge just to cap that edge. Gracie, I have not tried Nail Boo yet. I have their kit. I need to post that review. I know I keep telling you guys. But no, I have not tried it yet. Meredith, yeah, so I am actually going like a little bit past where the edge of the tip hits the nail. Dana, I am using the West Coast Dip Liquids this evening. All right. So you can see my tip kind of goes to about like here-ish. So I'm actually going to go a little past that. So still doing it pretty much the same application I would do if I were dipping over my natural nails. Good grief. There we go. Moving right along. User 720, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I promise it's not always this easy. I still have dips where it's just like everything goes wrong sometimes. But practice is definitely key with dip liquids for sure. I found after I started, it took a couple dip manicures to kind of get used to the process, and then from there on out, it's just been a matter of like learning little tips and tricks to perfect everything. And you will get to this level, I promise. I'm not even at that great of a level. Sometimes, like I said, my manicures are not always... I've posted some flaws. I actually, last week, I had a battle with a nail sticker that I posted on my TikTok that it just didn't want to apply. It was just giving me a bad time. I was I've been victimized a few times by nail stickers. Hello, Kristen. I just saw you joined. It's so good to see you. All right. And before we get into that third dip, where's everyone joining us from? I'm over in Ontario, Canada. We've been having the most beautiful spring weather this week. I'm pretty certain that my spring manicures are helping. I think Mother Nature appreciates it. So I don't want to brag, but yeah, the like 20-degree weather has been fantastic. So very curious to see where everybody else is joining us from. Courtney is here. Hello, Courtney. User 720. I appreciate that. I did my best with that nail sticker. All right, what do we got? We got Debbie from Georgia. We got user for something from Iowa. We got Kentucky. We've got user 624. Yes, I have. I watched a few tutorials just like this one, and that's how I learned how to dip my nails. Florida, Massachusetts, California. We got Jacksonville. Yes, Courtney. Welcome to the new setup. Friends from Arkansas. We have friends from East Tennessee, Illinois. It is hot today, actually. I agree with you. We're getting the same weather in Ontario. We got Portland, Oregon, Maryland, Louisiana, Wisconsin. We got 80 degrees in Pennsylvania, Meredith. Very nice. I hope you're out soaking out some sunshine in that kind of temperature. Maine, Illinois, North Carolina, South Carolina. Ooh, we lost. 1 second, friends. Come back. There we go. Hello. All right. Houston. Courtney, this is because of my husband. He is a bit of a tech nerd and knows how to do all these fancy things. So he actually set up a multi-camera setup so that we can do this. So you can actually see this is my phone right here. So you guys are watching my nails on my phone, and then I've got another camera on my face up front. I'll do it behind the scenes actually so I can show you guys. I had a few questions last week. Oh, perfect, Meredith. That's awesome. Ellington, Connecticut. Amazing. Well, friends, if you have anybody who would like to enjoy a spring manicure tonight, again, don't be shy. Hit that share button, and don't forget to double tap the screen every once in a while. It's good to, like, you know, work the thumbs, so and I would appreciate it. Oh, that's awesome, Meredith. Yeah, I love it too. I feel like I can actually talk to you guys, because before, sometimes I stop doing what I'm doing with my hands to actually have a conversation or answer questions. So this setup's been really fantastic because I feel like I can actually, like, you know, like, enjoy you guys and enjoy our conversations more. So this is awesome. Windsor, Connecticut. You are not too late, Anna. It's good to see you. All right, so we're brushing off that next layer. We are on dip layer number 3 now, friends. Hello, user 624. Good to see you. Courtney, yes. I installed a little bit of tile in the bathroom this past weekend, and my nails did not survive. I will be posting a video showing how absolutely abused they were. So we're rocking tips this evening. So it was a bit traumatizing, but I got the bathroom done. The tile looks great, and you know, this is why we have tips to fix these things. So. All right, let's get in with dip number 3. So this dip, we are going to go 3/4 of the way up the nail. Again, we are trying to build that apex, add some strength to the nails to make our manicure last as long as possible. So to do the 3rd dip, we are going to start, whoop, we're not going to toss our dip powder around. We are, I don't know what happened, but I just flicked something and I just saw like a little piece of base liquid like fly by my face. Jeez. Yes, Courtney, that's exactly right. All right, so we're gonna start down. We're gonna go 3/4 of the way up the nail this time and pull back and apply to the nail. Now again, friends, to avoid chipping, I like to cap on this dip as well. And capping just means running that brush very, very lightly along the edge of the nail. And then we're gonna go in and dip. And for those of you just joining, this is the final look. So once we finish the dipping, we are going to be doing a little bit of gel nail art to get some, you know, nice spring vibes since we're all enjoying this beautiful weather. It's great. All right. And moving right along. So again, guys, same thing. We're going to start about halfway up the nail and push up to the 3/4 mark and pull back. Making sure that we apply across the nail and running that brush very, very lightly over the free edge to cap. Roxy Blue, thank you for hitting that share button. I appreciate it. Of course, if anybody else feels like hitting that share button to share with a friend, please do. Oh, Anna, we are using Gelish dip tonight. It's from Sally Beauty, and the color is Water Baby. Can't remember if I actually brushed these off or not. Jeez. All right. Also, hello to all of our friends who are just joining. All right, so starting again at the middle of the nail, pushing 3/4 of the way up, pulling down, and getting a nice thin layer on the nail. And into the dip powder we go. Ooh, Courtney, that'd be pretty. You'll definitely have to send me a picture of those. I've not yet rocked a coffin tip yet. I'm pretty obsessed with the almond, I'm not gonna lie. All right. And here we go. You guys can see all the weird faces I make when I'm like dipping my nails now. I usually get the tongue out, you know, like that's how you know I'm really concentrating. Ooh, very pretty. Where did I get my tips from? They are from Amazon. I'm actually going to be posting like a recap of this whole manicure, which I do feature them in there, but you can actually go over to my TikTok profile, click the link, and then go over to my Amazon storefront and I have them linked there. I don't know how to pronounce the name of them, but I know that I love them. They're soft gel tips. Nettie, thank you so much. I'm glad to see you here. All right, friends, we are just finishing up our third dip, going 3/4 of the way up the nail. And then on this next one, we are going to do a full dip. And for those of you just joining, wondering why the heck we're only dipping part of the nail, we're building that apex up. We want to strengthen our nails so that our manicure lasts and hopefully can withstand home renovations. The ones that I got come fairly short. I actually didn't file too much, so you can see about how long they are. I don't remember if they had different sizes or not. I personally prefer shorter nails, but they may have long ones as well. Courtney, I use nail glue. I actually use the Young Nails nail glue. Also linked on my Amazon storefront. All right, so we're gonna brush off that excess powder, then we're gonna go in with our fourth and final dip. Actually, that's a lie. I'm doing 5 dips on this color today. The reason being, it was too thin with the 4th dip. So this is why I say 4th dips can usually get the job done, but 5 dips for certain colors that are a little bit more sheer, it's sometimes necessary. So I'm actually doing 5 tonight. Whew, glad I reminded myself. I almost totally forgot. How do I remove the gel tips? These come off soaking in acetone. Super duper easy. All right. So our 4th and second last dip tonight. So again, we're going to start in that middle of the nail, and then we're going to push as close to that cuticle area as possible without touching the skin, and then pulling back. That is how we avoid flooding the cuticle area. It's also how we avoid getting anything on the skin. If you do get anything on the skin, that can cause lifting, so we absolutely do not want that to happen. And hello friends who are all just joining. If you haven't yet, don't be a stranger, hit the share button. I'd appreciate it. If your thumb feels sore, you can exercise it out, double tap the screen, you know. Shameless plugs. There we go. Courtney, I'm using the West Coast Dip liquids this evening. Some of my favorites. All right. Jenny, the 3rd dip was 3/4 of the way up the nail. If you go over to my TikTok profile, I do have a step-by-step application tutorial pinned to the very top to make it easy to see. So that actually walks through each of these steps. It's a little bit quicker, but breaks it down so that way you can get a good idea of actually what I'm doing here tonight. Do I find some powders work better with different liquids? If a powder is difficult to work with, sometimes it can be the powder. Like highly pigmented powders do tend to be a little bit more difficult than others. But then liquids can also just by themselves affect how easy the powder goes on. So it's not necessarily like if this powder was difficult to work with, it would just be the powder, if that makes sense. So even if you're using a good dip liquid, this powder would still be a pain in the butt. I hope that answers your question, but definitely the dip liquids you use make a huge difference on ease of application. So that's actually why I did the dip liquid review series. I reviewed a whole bunch of these. Why am I losing my words tonight, friends? This is ridiculous. There is a playlist over on my TikTok profile of all the dip liquids reviews that I've done and gauging kind of how easy they are to use. So that might be worth checking out, Jenny. Or Isabel, sorry. Isabel asked the question. Jenny, you're welcome. Mama Squishy, thank you so much for hitting that like button. I appreciate it. All right. 4th and second last dip for the middle finger. We are going to start in the middle of the nail. We are going to push back and pull forward. Another thing, friends, if you would like to get email reminders of when we go live here on TikTok, I am sending those out now. So all you have to do to get on the list is go over to my TikTok profile, click the link that's there, and you'll see where you can enter your email. Just put your email there, and then every week before we go live, I will be sending out reminders. I'm also posting replays of these lives over on YouTube, which I will be mailing out as well. So if you want to get on that list, like I said, go over to my TikTok profile, click the link, and then you can enter your email right there. Yeah, Izzy, make sure, you know what you should do? Get one of these silicone mats. They are really great for kind of keeping your mess contained, so that way you don't have to sacrifice any coffee tables. Do I have any neon colors? I have a couple like neon-y corals, but I don't have too many neons actually. Allie, hello. Do you want to see what we're doing today? I'll tell you what we're doing today. We're doing a little spring action with a little gel nail art. All right, so we're going in with our fourth dip on the ring finger. We are going to start in the middle of the nail. We're going to push back, getting as close to those cuticles as we can without touching the skin. There we go. Have I ever scraped your cuticle too far into the dip powder? Oop, I missed a spot. I'm not entirely sure what you mean, Isabel. If you don't mind rephrasing just so I can understand. I mean, I've scraped my cuticles, but I don't know if that's what you're asking. So I just want to make sure that I fully understand so I can give you the right answer. Ooh, awesome, Ellie. How did you like them? Which one did you use? Tell me everything. I need to know. All right. Sierra, thank you so much for hitting that like button. I appreciate it. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, baby, we're getting there. All right, we're 4 dips in. So like I said, I'm going to actually do 5 dips with this color because I did 4 dips initially on the other hand and a lot of the color buffed away. So this one needs 5. So that's what we're gonna do. And it'll make our lives a whole lot easier. Ooh, my favorite ones, Allie. That's so exciting. All right, so we're just brushing off all that excess powder with our toothbrush. All right, 5th and final dip. So again, we're just going to apply to the entire nail. You can see that there is a little bit of, just a little shear in some areas. So that's why we're gonna do it mainly up by the cuticle area. It's also a little lumpy, so we're gonna have a little bit of buffing to do tonight. I'm just using like a regular Colgate cheapy, I think medium bristle toothbrush, nothing fancy. Oh, Isabel, yes, I have done that. Just, you're gonna have to dip over top. If it kind of lifts the dip a little bit, you can file it down. But yeah, you might have to dip over top if you do too big of a scratch. It happens. All right, 5th and final dip, starting in the middle of the nail, pushing back to that cuticle area and pulling forward. And hello to all of our friends who are joining. If you're just joining and you know a friend who wants to see some spring nail action, be sure to hit that share button. I would appreciate it. Nora, thank you so much for sharing. There we go. I'm so excited to have my nails fixed. I was rocking that like mess after I messed them up tiling this weekend for too long. And finally got them switched out today, so I'm pretty happy. Sometimes it's just the way that the powder goes on. Sometimes for me when I'm I get distracted talking with everybody and I don't pay close enough attention. That's usually for me what causes it. But yeah, some powders that are highly pigmented don't fall off as nicely. So they can definitely be more likely to cause lumps and bumps. But usually we can buff it all out, so it's all good. Anna, thank you so much for hitting that share button. I appreciate it. Making sure you guys can see there. All right, we are on our last couple dips, and then we are going to buff this out. Then we are going to activate, apply top coat to everything but the ring finger, and then we're going to do a little gel nail art. Because it is officially spring, it was 20 degrees and sunny, and by 20 degrees I mean Celsius, which is like, I think in the high 70s, 80s in Fahrenheit. I'm terrible at converting. Esmeralda, no, unfortunately they are not low scent. Thank you so much for hitting that share button, Izzy. I appreciate it. User 64, don't even worry about it. That is why we do these manicures. So please use that chat section and ask all your questions. I am happy to answer as much as I can. And then also too, if you go over to my TikTok profile, I have an entire playlist with dip application tutorials that breaks everything down. So that might be helpful to check out as well. Isabel, I think you need this color as well. But you knew I was going to tell you that. Let's get real. This color is Water Baby by Gelish. I picked it up at Sally Beauty. Isabel, I'm the same. I am not usually drawn to blue nails. I've said this before, blue for me is a color that I never really enjoy having on my nails, but certain shades I do really like. And light blues like this I'm a fan of. I also really like teals as well, especially in the summertime. Like Namaste by Revel is one of my all-time favorite summer colors. Brianna, then you need to go do it. You need to go dip your nails. Or grab your stuff and come and join me. That works too. Anna, yeah, they do actually. They have they've got an okay selection. Like they've got all your base colors, but I don't think they've got any like crazy beautiful glitters or anything like some of the dip powder companies have. But yeah, they're usually pretty good. So they have the quick dips, which I've tried. Those ones are pretty good. And then they also carry these Gelish dips as well. Maris, yeah. Okay, I figured somebody would pick up on that, and that's exactly what that face was for. How long did these last for me before they do again? So I actually switch my manicures out every week on these Wednesday night dip nail parties that we host here on TikTok, but I can usually get about 7 to 14 days, usually. I don't like to go past the 14-day mark because I find I don't like to grow out myself past that. But yeah, 14 days is usually my max. Jenny, if you're getting streaks in the color, try dipping over with a clear powder. Some colors are just prone to that, so if you actually finish your dip and then encapsulate in a clear powder, that'll help avoid some of those streaks. All right, so we're just brushing off all that excess powder from our 5th and final dip. We're gonna go in and we're gonna activate, and then we're gonna buff it out. And then once everything's buffed and smooth, I'm gonna top coat every finger except for the ring finger, and then we're gonna do a little gel nail art. Esmeralda, good low scent dip liquid. So the only one that I have tried is the Sparkle & Co. low odor dip liquids. They're pretty good. I will say they do go on very, very thin. So you may want to apply some extra layers if you're used to the strength of traditional dip liquids. They're thin. That's my only critique of them, but if it allows you to dip your nails, they're awesome. Allie, are you applying cuticle oil? Because a lot of people are afraid to do that because they think that it's going to cause lifting. So if you're removing all the cuticle, which I use the Blue Cross cuticle remover, then I wash my hands really good with Dawn dish soap, and then I buff them, just a very light buff because I don't like to file my natural nails too much. And then I go in and dehydrate them. You can just use acetone for that if you need to. All right, friends, so we're gonna activate. Now with your activator, you wanna be pretty generous because we want everything to be nice and cured. And then the buffing is where the magic happens. Oh, Coco, that's a great tip. So Coco says that she adds a clear base to add some strength to her nails, and then it lasts 3 to 4 weeks. So that's good to know. Nan cares. That's awesome. Which kit did you get? That's great. Sorry guys, I gotta get activated so then I can buff, and then I can chit chat while I'm buffing because it's a little bit easier. Courtney, as soon as you dip all of your color, you can do, I would do a 5th dip of the clear. So if you follow my method, do your 4 dips of the color and then do a 5th dip of the clear. So I actually had to do that last week for those of you that were there for the pastel purple that I was using. That one was getting kind of streaky, so I had to encapsulate that one in clear as well. All right, we are ready to buff. So just so you guys know, if you after you activate, to make sure that your nails are cured and ready to buff, just tap the nail. And when you hear that sound, you know they're ready to go. So I'm going to use my curved nail file. This one is from Onyx Nail Pro. Also the Manicure curved files on Amazon are also great. Highly recommend either one. So we're just going to start buffing by, I like to kind of go down the sides and I just hold in one direction like so. I apologize for the shaky camera. It gets a little crazy when I start to buff. But we're going to start just going down one side of the nail. And then friends, you can see where the file is hitting and where it's not hitting. So essentially we want the entire nail to look like this, and then we know that it is smooth. As long as there's these little like divots of color, we know that there's some bumps because the file's not hitting it. Brandy, I actually have tips on this evening. Yay, Nancurious. Well, I'm excited to get there. I better get the buffing done so we can get over to the nail art. Oh no, Courtney, that's so sad when that happens. Now guys, as far as getting around the cuticle, this is where the curved files shine. You can actually, it's always awkward to show this on camera. So I just take the curved side and kind of tuck it in there and very gently go around to blend into the natural nail. You want to make sure you do that because if you're like running your hands through your hair and it catches, it's because we haven't blended the cuticle area in. So definitely make sure that you're doing that. Jay, thank you so much for sharing. Heather, thank you so much for clicking that like button. I appreciate it. Now, last week we did a little game where when I started buffing, we were at 12,000 likes total, and somehow you guys managed to get it all the way up to 70,000 likes by the time I was done. So if we want to play again tonight, by all means, I will need somebody to tell me how many likes we're at currently, though, because I can't actually see it on my screen here. But yeah, if we want to see how many likes we can get while I buff, that would be fantastic. Nettie, that's awesome. What colors did you use? All right, Mary says we are at 8,600. So that's the starting point. Let's see how many likes we can get before I'm done buffing. Oh no, Nettie, that's so sad. And if you accidentally buff up the color, just apply another like full layer of base coat and then redip. That's the best way to fix it. And then if it's too bumpy, of course, you can always buff it down a little bit. Not too much though. Amy, so I actually use a hand file most of the time to do my buffing, especially on these lives because I find it a little bit easier to pay attention to everybody chatting. So that's why I like to use the hand file. But I do have an e-file. I do use it, especially for removal. Hello, Yolanda. It's great to see you tonight. Ooh, I haven't seen April Shower. I'm going to have to check that one out. You're welcome, Anna. Jessica, yeah, the pour over method is really good for avoiding any sort of like lumps and stuff in your application. Ooh, we got a little crazy with the dip tonight, friends. We're gonna get a little transformation action here. Ooh, Nettie, that sounds pretty. I like that. I mean, I love pretty much everything Virgo and Gem does. They're fantastic. Caitlin, thank you so much for hitting that like button. I appreciate it. Hello, Fallon Kingsbury. I just saw you joined. Your nails broke off the next day. I mean, it could be a few things. Usually it's in your prep, so you want to make sure that you, if you're using full coverage, definitely remove all, well, you should always remove all the cuticle. Also make sure you dehydrate the nail to remove all of the oils. The other thing is make sure that your tips are sized properly. If they are too small or too big, they will pop off that much easier. So make sure that you're actually like lining them up with the sides of your nail properly, because that could be a big reason why they pop off. Courtney, yay, that's awesome. Thanks, Val, I appreciate it. I'm doing my best. You're welcome, Alana. I hope that helps. Thanks, Brandy. This color is all the spring vibes. I am loving it. Ooh, we're up to 12K. We're not quite where we were last week, friends. So, you know, if you feel like going crazy on that like button, by all means. Isabel, no, I have not, but I am open to suggestions if you guys have any particular color combinations you would like to see. I'm not gonna lie, for the most part, I don't play out what colors I'm doing until like 3 hours before we do these lives. So if there's anything you guys ever want to see, just leave them in the comments on my videos, or you can send me a DM. I'm happy to take anything into consideration as long as I have the colors. And also, it saves me trying to figure out what the heck I'm gonna do. Jen is here. This is what we're doing, friend. How about that? How cute is that? Little daisy action for spring. Yolande, I won't say I've never done that, but just be careful because if you're getting kind of moisture underneath, gluing it back on, it can cause greenies and stuff. So just be careful doing that. Linda, thank you so much for hitting that share button. I appreciate it. If anybody else wants to go ahead and click that share button and share with a friend, it would be so much appreciated. Cuties. User 207, what would cause a top coat to come out not shiny and more like a matte finish? So it's usually a timing issue. So you need to make sure that you apply your top coat not too soon, but not too late either. So most brands, it's about a minute wait. But if there's still activator on the nail, it can kind of leave those little splotches. So what I do is actually apply my activator. I grab a lint-free wipe. You can use a paper towel as well. I wipe all the excess activator off. I wait about a minute and then I go with my top coat. If you go over to my TikTok profile, there's a dip nail application playlist. I do actually have a top coat tutorial there that might help and give you better visuals for how it works. But I will also walk through it when I get to my top coat here in a few minutes. Thank you, Amber. I appreciate that. Thanks, Jen. We were sorting the lighting out today, so it means a lot that you noticed. Nettie, I mean, I do have quite a few, but every once in a while I'll go to do a manicure. It's not that I don't have them. Sometimes I just don't have the right shade. You know what I mean? What is this? 1 second, friends. Oh, there we go. Weird warning's gone. Sorry about that. Thanks, Jen. Amber, thank you so much for hitting that follow button. I appreciate it. What am I doing here? Jay, definitely adding dip powder can add strength to the nail. For me, because my nails are naturally very thin, so I keep dip on them, and that's how I'm able to grow them out. But yeah, definitely dip can add a lot of strength to the nail. it won't make your nails grow stronger. Make sure that you're using cuticle oil and moisturizer on your nails, but it will actually like add some strength to the nail. You're doing your best, Allie. I appreciate it. Have I ever done a set with Samba from Virgo and Gem? I don't think I own that one. Jay, you are very welcome. I'm just like buffing away. I'm barely even paying attention because I get so into the chat. Oh, okay, Marys. I'm going to have to check it out. All right, friends, I'm going to do my up close thing, you know, because I'm blind. I like to just like, you know, give it a little flickaroo. Get that shape nice and sharp. Can't have any imperfections. There we go. This part is so much easier to do up close because I am blind as a bat. But now that we have this new setup, you guys can see what I'm doing, which is great. Because this is what I used to do when I was hiding my nails, and I would say, hey, I got to do it up close. There we go. So I'm just going to finish this up, friends, and then once I'm done this part, I'm going to do the buffer side. And then we are going to activate and top coat everything but the ring finger. And then we're going to get into that snazzy little cutesy nail art that we got going on today. Ooh, we're at 17,000, friends. I'm almost done buffing, so you got to keep tapping away to see how high we get it before I'm done. It's a race against the clock. All right. I think I'm about done on my up close stuff. Oop. Come on. All right. So we're going to flip over to this buffer side. I'm going to give everything a nice buff, and then we're going to be good to go. Ooh, we're at 19,000. You guys are killing it. User, sorry. So I always have to like get really close just to see all the little imperfections that are left before I do my final buff. So that's all I'm doing there. Basically what you guys are watching, I just have to get close enough so that I can like really see it, you know? We're at 20,000. You guys are killing it. If anybody feels like switching it up and hitting the share button instead, that'd be fantastic. Carly, thank you so much for hitting that like button. I appreciate it. We're almost done, friends. User 228, thank you so much for liking the live. Trying to go fast. When did I start posting my manis on TikTok? I started last January, so it's been just over a year now, actually. Which is crazy because it feels like not that long ago. Spam account, thank you for sharing the live. Cheer Girl, the color that I'm using is Water Baby and it's by Gelish Dips. You can pick them up at Sally Beauty. All right, friends, I think we're just about buffed out. Trying to get that cuticle area nice and blended. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I think we're looking like we're in good shape, friends. Clean the bottoms up a little bit. Bam, we're done. Done. Why don't I use an e-file to buff? I just, when I'm doing these lives, I find it a bit easier to answer questions and use a hand file. And then because I've done that, I've actually fallen in love with doing just a hand file when I shape and buff my nails. So I usually use my e-file for just removal these days. Or sometimes if I'm doing my other hand. But yeah, that's the reason why. I just find it a little easier on lives. Do I have any tips for filing off around? Use the like squishy part of a buffer. The other thing is these orange buffers on Amazon are also fantastic. And because they're soft, they're a little bit more gentle to go around the cuticle area. So I recommend that. Anna, you'd never need to apologize for asking dip nail questions in here. That is what we're here for. We're here to do cute nails and answer questions so that everybody can enjoy cute nails. Any online kits that I would recommend? If you're looking for an affordable option, my favorite one is the Manicure Dippy set on Amazon. 24,000 likes. Awesome, friends. Okay, I'm done buffing. We are gonna go into... Ooh, I nicked my cuticle today. I was having a rough day. My hands are in rough shape after this weekend. Good grief. All right. We're gonna activate, we're gonna top coat. I'll walk you guys through the top coat process. So hopefully whoever was asking about that is still here. I need to grab a lint-free wipe. Boom, we're back. 25,000 likes, you guys are killing it. Amazing, friends, thank you very much. All right. So now that we've buffed everything out, so I'm actually gonna skip the activator on my ring finger. The reason is we don't wanna do the second activator if we're gonna be applying the gel nail art. So I'm going to activate and top coat everything except for that finger, and then we're gonna go into the nail art. Okay, I think, ooh, I missed a little spot. Dang it. Thought you could trick me. I don't think so, not today. This is why I do the up close, because then I can see what I'm doing. Oh. All right, that's good. Okay, no more. All right, let's activate and top coat. So to do dip liquid top coat, we are going to apply activator first. I'm skipping that ring finger, like I said, because we're going to be doing that gel nail art. And then after I've applied that activator, we're going to wipe away the excess first. I am using a lint-free wipe, but you can also just use a paper towel. That'll work perfectly fine. Yes, you do have to activate after filing. The activator is actually what cures the top coat. So that's why it's important to get this part like spot on. So if you're getting any like splotchy patches, it could be because you're not applying the top coat correctly. I am using just half coverage nail tips today. All right, friends, so going in with the top coat. So we've wiped away that excess activator. Our first layer of top coat, we want to limit the contact time that the brush has with the nail to avoid that top coat brush from hardening. So we're going to do 3 very quick strokes, and then we'll go in with a second layer and perfect our top coat. So everyone can see there. We're going in. Okay. So like I said, we're just going to do 1, 2, 3. Whoop. All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Now that we got that done, we're gonna right away go into our more precise top coat. And we also wanna make sure that we're capping the edges. So if you have problems with chipping, make sure you are doing this. So we are going to apply our brush a little further down and up, getting that top coat in a nice, thin, even layer everywhere on the nail. And then to cap the edge, we're just going to run the brush very lightly over that free edge. And again, this is going to help you avoid chipping. Okay. So same thing, just applying to the entire nail and running the brush over. Friends, I will jump back into the comment section in just a moment. I just have to concentrate while I do the top coat. I always get stressed. It's like we're so close. I just need to not mess this up, you know? All right, we're done. We're gonna let that dry and then we're gonna get into the nail art. Okay. Allie, that's awesome. Send me your Instagram so I can follow. Just if you can send it to me on Instagram, that'd be easier. Anna, what was your question? Maybe because I activated. Let me see if I can scroll up. The reason we're skipping the activator on the gel nail is so that the gel does not peel. Leslie, no, we're not going to activate if we're putting gel over top. Okay, I think I caught up. Allie dips. Okay, I will try to remember that, and if not, DM me, and then I will follow. Thanks, Leslie. This is my husband's doing. He got us all set up. Gabby, no, I don't activate after each dip, just at the end. All right, friends. Well, for those of you wondering about the setup, my husband is here. That's Hoot335 right there. So if everyone wants to tell him what a great job he's done with the setup, feel free. Saves me from having to compliment him all the time. I'm just kidding. I love you. But yes, he is the one that did all the setup and got the lighting all sorted out for us. Nankaras, you're welcome. All right, friends, so we have everything set up. We are going in. We're going to do some cutesy little daisies. So to do the daisies, the first thing we need is our full cure lamp. So I'm using the Sun UV. Also, all of this stuff is linked over on my Amazon storefront. So if you go over to my TikTok profile, click the link. I've got all the products that I use that are available on Amazon, all linked there. I know you will take compliments, Dylan. He did good. He did good. Our lighting was a little off last week, but it's much better this week. So we're feeling great. Okay, so we got our full cure lamp. The other thing that we need is we're going to be using gel liners. So I am using these ones from Beetles. Again, this is also linked in my nail art idea list on Amazon. You can grab them there. I love them, and this particular kit came with so many colors, so we should be like solid for every season, which is fantastic. So I've got yellow and I've got white. I'm also going to be using a dotting tool with a brush at the end, so you can see that it's like two-sided. So we got the dotting tool, we've got the brush, and then finally I'm going to be using a nail palette just to put the liquid on. So here we go. All right. So I'm just going to apply a little bit more here. We're going to add some fresh gel. We'll get into painting these daisies. Anna, I don't do nail art with regular polish. The reason I would recommend gel is because sometimes with this, well, you'll actually see with this design, if you want to use different colors, the gel will cure right away, so you don't mix your colors up. So gel is a lot easier than nail polish. So I wouldn't recommend using nail polish. Not to say you couldn't do it, but I would use gel. Okay, friends. So doing nail art on these lives stresses me out a little bit. And this is the first time you guys are going to see my face while I do this. So I apologize. If anybody wants to make me feel better and hit the like button, I would like totally appreciate that. But yeah, these make me nervous. I hold my breath. I get weird. Let's do it. Okay. All right. So we are going to start easy. And we're just going to take our dotting tool here. You guys can see okay there. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to dip the dotting tool in. I'm going to start with a half daisy. We're going to start simple. Thanks, Coley. I appreciate it. Shyla, thank you. I appreciate that. If my husband's still in here listening, this was all his doing. So compliments to the tech guy. Whew, okay. I can't look at the chat right now, friends. I gotta concentrate. Okay, let's do this. Okay. So we're going to start, we're going to do a couple little dots, easy peasy. So we'll do a dot on the edge here. We'll do another dot kind of here. And then we'll do a dot like right on the edge, okay? So this is very similar to those like teeny little hearts we did for Valentine's Day. And then, yeah, you guys can still see, we're going to use the brush end and we're just going to like swipe everything to the middle. Okay, here we go. There we go. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Okay, I think that's cute. Ooh, I think it's cute. Okay, we did it. Okay, we got the first one. I'm just gonna like flash cure really quick because I don't wanna mess it up. So if we flash cure it for like 10 seconds, it'll stay. And then we'll do a full cure at the end. Anna, thank you for the applause. I appreciate it. Allie, I appreciate the confidence. Yes, I dipped all my nails first, and then we're doing gel nail art over top. Yeah, Allie, I feel like we do. The problem is that I put myself on camera, so now everyone sees my weird faces. Gabby, thank you for hitting that like button. I appreciate it. Jay, thank you. Okay, we flash cured. Okay, on to the next one. Woo, let's do it. Okay. I'm gonna do the little yellow dotties at the end. What should we do next? Okay, let's go for the full one. Okay, this is, I messed this up last time. Okay, I'm so nervous. Okay, why am I so nervous? Kayla, you can do this. Okay. Whew. How did I do it before? Okay, we did 2 at the bottom. So we're gonna do like here and here. And then I did like 2 on the side. Oh no, we kind of ran out of room. How do I fix this? Okay. Let's go here. Ooh. Ooh, that's a tight spot. Okay. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Do a little dot here. And then bump, 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 bump. Okay. We got 2 more dots. Right there. And right there. Okay. We're doing it. Okay. I'm so nervous. Okay. Okay. You guys can still see? Okay, perfect. Okay. So then we're going to take the brush and then we're going to just bring everything into the middle. Like so. Look at me looking like I know what I'm doing. If you guys mess up, which to be fully transparent, I did do on the other nails, you can take rubbing alcohol and wipe off your design and start over, just so you know. Is that cute? I don't know if that's cute. I feel like it got a little crazy. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Allie. Okay. I think it's okay. I think it'll look... that got a little messy. Look, see that mess? Let's try to fix it. Okay. All right. Nankara says, I like it. We're running with it. We're going to flash cure. Ooh, pull that away from the light. And then we'll go in with another one. Whew. Thank you, Marissa. Okay. We got like 2 more that we're doing, and then we're going to go with the yellow dotties, and then it's going to be easier. But yeah, this is, oh, why do I do this to myself? I love you guys very much. But doing nail art live stresses me out so bad. Picasso. Perfect. I don't feel like Picasso, but I appreciate the sentiment. Okay, then what else did we do? Okay, so then we did a little on the side, then we did the upper corner. So I'm thinking that we'll do this little section right here, and then a little section right here. Thank you, Jay. I'm not feeling great about it, but I appreciate that you guys are like boosting me up right now. You know what, Marissa? I hope after you watch this that you will feel confident enough to do it. I believe in you, okay? Again, worst case scenario, just take a wipe with some rubbing alcohol and you can wipe it gone. This is also why I flash cure each flower when I like it, so that in case like the next one I mess up, I still got the other ones that I like and I don't have to fully start over again. This is also, Anna, why I say use gel polish. Okay, next one. Let's do it, friends. Okay. So we're going to go in this little corner. Yeah, this little corner here. How much space we got? Okay, we'll go here. And then we'll dippy-do into there. Woo, okay, so then we're going to pull to the middle. Oh gosh, okay. You know, in hindsight, I think I would have used a smaller dotting tool. Just pro tip for anyone else who tries this. I think a smaller dotting tool so that the dots are further away would have been easier. But, you know, we live and learn. We're sorting this out. Let's make that nice so it looks like it just like frames that cuticle line like we meant to do it like that. Oh yeah, there we go. Perfect. Oh, I think that'll look better when we get the dot. Okay, let's flash cure. Anna, that is very true. That first commitment is like stressful. Okay, quick flash cure. And then let's do the final one, guys. We're almost there. We're almost there. So we're gonna go one more in this little corner. I think I'm gonna do a little itty bitty one. So we'll tuck it in right so you guys can see. Okay, perfect. Okay. Okay, we're done. Okay. Let's pull them into the middle. We're getting it. We're getting it. You're doing it, Peter. Okay. Ooh. Okay. I feel like it's so close, but I'm worried like this is the time I'm gonna mess up, you know? Okay. Okay, we got this. I think. Oh, ooh. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna roll with it. I'm gonna roll with it. It got a little messy there, friends. What do we think? I think it'll be fine. Again, we'll add the yellow dots. It'll save it, right? Whew, okay. I am going to full cure those. We're committing. And then we are going to add the little yellow dots. And I would love to know where my lint-free wipe is so that I could wipe this off. Oh, why is it on the floor? My lint-free wipe hates me. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Allie. I appreciate you guys. You guys are great. For unnecessarily building up my confidence where sometimes I shouldn't have any confidence. Woo, we're getting it. So guys, I'm doing a full 60. Oh, there's a lint-free wipe. Oh, lovely. Okay, let's wipe that off. So that way we can go in with some yellow. It's gonna be great. Whew, we're almost done this manicure, friends. This feels like the longest 60 seconds of life. Marissa, yeah, I just use rubbing alcohol to clean everything off. Bum, bum, bum. Holy moly, maybe I hit the 90-second button by accident. It feels really long. Dun, 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 dun. We did it, we did it. All right. I'm so glad that part's over. I hope this turns out. This is my very first time doing daisies ever, friends. So just so you know, I mean, I guess technically I practiced on this hand, but that was it. I didn't do these before that. The SpongeBob Sky Flowers. I'm gonna have to look those up and see what they are. Mom and B is here. Hello, friend. I'm so glad you made it. Even if you're late, that's totally okay. I'm still happy to see you. Allie, I believe in you. If you need some like extra confidence, I got you. It's the least I can do to return the favor. Coley, keeping them neat. I am pretty generous with my cuticle oil just to keep everything moisturized so it doesn't look dried out and icky. Oh, we're almost there, Mom and B. We are adding the final yellow dots to our daisies. All right, this is the easy part. So now we're just going to take our dotting tool and we're just gonna dip it in the yellow. We're gonna put a little dot. Nothing at this point should go wrong. So let's do it. Okay, so we're gonna dip in the yellow. We're gonna place a little yellow dot here. We're gonna place a little yellow dot here. And right here. And right here. Oh yeah, that one got real messy. We're just gonna, you know what? That one, whatever. Not every daisy can be perfect. Okay, there we go. So that's the look before we go in for the full cure. Let me make sure I'm on 60 seconds this time. And then we're gonna top coat and then we're done. We did it. Whew. I mean, I do love doing nail art, guys. Don't get me wrong. It's just, yeah, it's real stressful doing it on live. But I appreciate you guys pumping me up and fueling my confidence. It's very much appreciated. So thank you for your kindness. Dun dun dun. Jackie, that's okay. So friends, just so you know, if you do miss these lives, I will post the replays of them over on YouTube. If you want to be sent reminders when I go live, or you want the replay sent directly to your inbox, if you go over to my TikTok profile, click the link, and then there's a place you can enter your email, put it there, and then I will email reminders to you. So we're getting sorted. Thanks, friends. I appreciate all the cute comments. How do you manage making the daisies with my non-dominant hand? The same way, honestly. I just go really slow. So I actually recorded doing my other hand, so I'm going to be posting that to my TikTok, so you can actually see how I did it. But really, I did it the same way. I just usually take my time. I usually mess up a couple times, so I wipe it with rubbing alcohol and start over. But yeah, just be gracious with yourself with your non-dominant hand. That's my best advice. All right, friends, here we go. Let's top coat this and then full cure, and then we're done. We got another spring mani in the books. So I'm just using the Beetles gel top coat. I'm losing my words here. And we're going to start in the, oop, that was way too much on the brush. Let's wipe that off. Okay, let's try again. We're going to start in the middle of the nail. We're going to push that back without touching the skin, pull forward, and then we are going to cover the entire nail. And then I'm going to run the brush lightly along the free edge. This is going to help avoid chips. And we're done. Let's fully cure. We did it. Whew! Okay. Done. You're welcome, Marissa. I mean, I just, I'm not perfect with nails. I just spend a lot of time practicing and I enjoy doing it. So I appreciate that you guys feel like you want to come and hang out with me while I do it. So all I know how to be is how I am when I do my nails. So glad you enjoy it. Ba, 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 ba. I'm so glad that is done. Anna, no, I did not activate the ring nail. I always skip the second activator if I'm going to be doing any kind of gel on top. So whether you're chroming or whether you're using the gel liners for nail art, I always skip that second activator. Hoo, hoo, hoo. We are almost done. And then I gotta get some cuticle on these bad boys because, yeah, this weekend was very rough on my hands and nails. So I'm glad to have pretty nails back, because when you guys see the video that I'm about to post of what kind of shape they were in after this weekend, it was atrocious. Yeah, it was bad. And then for those of you that missed the story, the reason my nails were in such bad shape is because I was installing tile in our bathroom. And I mean, I really didn't think it would be that bad on them, but apparently just like when I was setting the tiles, trying to get the levelers in and everything else, it was a whole thing. And my nails paid the price. So thank goodness for tips, you know? Anna, you are welcome. All right, another long 60 seconds. I hit the 60-second button. I swear this thing has gone rogue and maybe it's doing 90 seconds on its own. Ooh, we're done. All right, friends, are we ready? There she is. That is the, let me sort my ring out so we can show that off. I'm just kidding. But yeah, there's the final look. I gotta get some cuticle oil. I didn't bring any over here with me. Thank you, Mom and B. I appreciate it. Thank you, Allie. You guys are the best. Da da da. We did it. We did it. Okay. Let me grab some cuticle oil. Where'd I put it? Oh. All right. So I'm using my favorite fruity cereal by Onyx Nail Pro. Cass is not here this evening, but maybe we can say good things behind her back and just talk about how awesome her cuticle oils are. So this one smells amazing. It smells like Fruit Loops. I love it. If you've been here every week, you know that this is usually the one that I use because I love it so freaking much. Thank you, friends. I so appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you. All right, let's get some cuticle oil on because these nails are super duper dry. They've had a weekend. Allie, absolutely. I nicked my cuticle there too. Part of my issue with my hands being so banged up is from the weekend as well. Like I have friggin' look at that. I can't be making nail content with nails like that. Crazy. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Let's massage that in. And we are almost good to go. Oh, we got our weird little thing back. There we go. Perfect. Is the blue color dip or gel? The blue color is dip. I'll show you what I'm using here in just a moment. Just get my cuticle oil all massaged in. All right. So there's a look at the final look, friends. So I will be posting a video of this look on TikTok, so you can watch the full thing there. If you want to see a replay of this entire live, I'm going to be posting it on YouTube. It'll be up by tomorrow. Again, if you want email reminders, go over to my TikTok, click the link, put your email in, and I will send you reminders when we go live and also let you know when the replays are up. Let's go through all the products we use tonight. So we use the Gelish Dip in Water Baby. So that is the dip powder that we used. We use dip liquids from West Coast Dips. The gel liners that I used are these ones here. Now these actually come in a great big kit with a whole bunch of colors. I do have them linked in my nail art section of my Amazon storefront. Again, click the link in my TikTok profile and then you'll be able to access it there. But these are fantastic. I absolutely love these for nail art, even if doing nail art stresses me out. So highly recommend. And then we finish that off with the gel top coat. And that's what we did to create the look. Friends, thank you guys for joining me for another great evening. I so appreciate it. I love your company. Again, I appreciate the new setup because now I can actually like chit chat with everybody. Let me switch it over to just the face. Ah, okay, it's just my face now. With the nails. Okay, here we go. Chelsea, you just joined. We're just finished. And I'm so glad. Thank you so much. I so appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me. Like I said, it makes doing manicure so much more fun. So I love you guys for coming and hanging out with me every week. I love you for like abusing your thumbs and tapping that like button so many times. Thank you guys, honestly, so much. I really, really appreciate it. It's so fun to hang out. Oh, actually, Chelsea, that reminds me. So because of the new setup, I can't schedule the live events anymore on TikTok. So if you don't see the live event in my TikTok profile, that is why. So what I am doing is I'm sending out those email reminders that I just told you guys about. So if you want to be reminded when I go live, go to my TikTok profile, click the link, put your email in, and I will email you 1 hour before we go live. So hopefully that'll be a little bit easier if you do want those reminders. And then I will post the replays over on YouTube. They're usually up by, I think they're done processing like late in the night, so I'll have them up the next day. So hopefully that helps. Thank you, Allie. I love that you guys, I can't believe you guys come and join every week. You guys are awesome. Again, it's been so much fun getting to know you guys on like a nail friend level. It's awesome. So I very much appreciate your company. Amazing. All right, friends. Well, if you're dealing with any kind of health concerns like contact dermatitis, I do recommend talking to a healthcare professional before you use any nail products. I don't like to make recommendations just in case, because health is not something that we mess around with. So health comes first. So definitely talk to a healthcare professional about which products might be good for you to use, just because it's hard to know exactly what ingredient might be causing the allergic reaction. Yeah. Sorry, friends. Also, I'm looking down because the chat is there, so I'm not trying to like ignore you. I like to be in on the conversation. I like to know what's going on. Jay, yes, I do. So if you go over to my TikTok profile, click the link in my bio. I have a list of everything that I use that's available on Amazon. And then if it's not available on Amazon, I usually have a discount code to the company website. So if you scroll down a little bit further on that same page, I do have discounts for like West Coast Dips, Virgo and Gem, some of my other favorite products. So that's a great way to check out all the recommended products. Thank you, Debbie. I'm so glad you got to join tonight. It was good to see all of my nail friends again. I so appreciate it. Well, Chelsea, perfect. I'm so glad to hear that. It's a new, sometimes the autoresponder things that we send the mailing through, it takes a little bit to like get familiarized. And because I'm new sending mail, it might take your inbox a little bit. But yeah, that is a good point, Chelsea. So if anybody has added themselves to the list, you didn't see the email, check your spam or your promotions folder and then just add me as a safe sender, and then you'll get the emails right to your inbox. Well, Jay, that's awesome. This is definitely worth trying for sure. All right, friends. I think that about wraps it up for the night. So thank you guys again for joining me for yet another awesome dip manicure. I have... Uh-oh. My husband's back. He says he's sending 30,000 likes. I guess we'll see how many can come through before I go. Isabel, enjoy your trip to Sally's and good luck. Jay, you're welcome. I hope you find it. All right, friends, I am signing off for the night, so I will be live again next Wednesday, same time, 5:30 p.m. EST. Sign up for those email reminders on my TikTok profile link, and other than that, I hope everyone has a fantastic rest of your week. I hope you have a great weekend. If anybody has any ideas or requests for next week's manicure, don't hesitate to reach out. You can leave a comment on one of my videos. You can DM me on TikTok or Instagram, or send me an email. But yeah, thank you guys again so much for keeping me company and for building up my confidence while we went through another nail art situation. I so appreciate it. It looks like we hit 30,000 likes, so amazing. Thank you, friends, so much. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got for tonight. All right, I will talk to everybody next week. I'll see you next Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. EST, right here on TikTok. Have an amazing rest of your week. Have a great weekend. Thank you for all the likes. I will see everybody very, very soon.